Hi everyone, my name is Alma, and my topic for this week is negative reinforcement. Cooper in her book defines reinforcement as a response that is followed by a stimulus that but a stimulus change that results in similar responses occurring more often. So, meaning a behavior is more likely to occur based on the consequences. So we know that there's two different type of reinforcements. There's positive reinforcement and negative reinforcement. And negative reinforcement involves the removal, the reduction, or like the avoidance of an adverse or like an unpleasant stimulus following a behavior, which increases the likelihood of that behavior occurring more in the future. So, in other words, like a behavior will increase because of the removal or like the avoidance of something unpleasant. So, for example, a parent takes a phone away from a child when he is studying. So now the kid is more likely to study to avoid having his phone taken away. So I have another, so like in ABA, I have a great example. So I used to work with a client that had a seizure disorder. So one of the symptoms was throwing up. So we had to be very careful with that because in one of the sessions, he actually had a seizure. So we took it very seriously. So our beep was that if he was throwing up, then we had to pause the session or we had to like end it. So we started noticing that there was an increase of throwing up. So for like about a week, we saw that at least every day he was throwing up and there was no seizure followed. So that was a little interesting. So in one of the times I noticed that he threw up and there was like a little smile and then he was like, oh, bye, Alma. So I talked to my BCBA and I mentioned all this and then she came and did an observation like the following session. So same thing happened. He threw up, he had the little smile, and then he was like, oh, bye, Alma. So what we gathered from our data, it was that the behavior of throwing up was being negatively reinforced by us leaving. So of course we had to change the beep, and that was a great behavior of having to put in an extension. So negative reinforcement is used in our daily lives in there are many ways that we can use it in ABA. For example, we can use it for behavior modification to teach kids like adaptive or more appropriate behaviors and to like the decrease in maladaptive behaviors. We can also use it to teach communication, social skills, task completion, to reduce self-injurious behavior, among other things.